Hi, welcome to our first Tessitura Pro tutorial. So let's look at the related information on the major scale. It reads, the Ionian is a source scale which has 7 possible modes. It is composed of 7 notes and can be transposed without repeating notes into 12 different keys. Also, this scale does not present any transpositional symmetry. Okay, so the Ionian scale is one of the main scales, which we call source scales. This is, of course, an arbitrary definition. Source just means the mode of the scale that is most often used. And it is represented in the structure card by this S here. We can browse all the modes of the Ionian scale by rotating the inner wheel in the main circle. So, here's the Mixolydian scale, which is built exactly the same as the Ionian, except that now the key is in the 3rd node of the graph. The structure card now shows a 5 instead of the S because Mixo is the 5th mode of the Ionian. Let's turn the circle to the key of G, and we can see that the G Mixo is the 5th mode of the C Ionian or major scale. You can reload the source by tapping on the source card here. So we're back in C major Ionian. All the basic information for a structure is encoded here. So N7 here shows the number of notes in the structure. The T12 here says there are 12 different major scales, and the M7 here tells us that there are 7 modes of the structure. If you want to see all the modes, you can tap in the View All Modes button. So, there are all the modes of the Ionian sorted by mode number. Ionian, Dorian, Phrygian, Lydian, Mixolydian, Aeolian, and Locrian. Notice that those are the only possible nodes since we have rotated the graph around the circle, and there are only 7 possible ways to put that same graph in the circle where the top node, which is the key, belongs to the graph. You may also listen to the different modes by tapping on the play button in the cards. Ionian, Dorian, very different sounding mode, Locrian, cool. Let's go back. Now, you are probably wondering why we talk about possible transpositions and possible modes. Is it not the case that every structure could always be transposed to 12 different keys? Aren't there as many modes as notes in the structure? Well, not really. It all depends on the symmetry of the structure over the circle of fifths. The major scale does not present any transpositional symmetry, so it has as many modes as notes and may be transposed into 12 different keys without repeating the set. But let's choose another structure. We'll get the list of all sources by tapping on this search button here. So here are the structures with only 1 mode, 2 modes, and so on. There's the Ionian with 7 modes. Okay, let's load the Augmented Triad, which says it has 1 mode only. As you can see, if I rotate the inner wheel, nothing happens. The vertex in A flat moves to C. The one in C moves to E, and the one in E goes to A flat. Exactly the same notes. So there's only 1 possible mode. That implies that there are less possible transpositions. If we change the key to G, we get the Augmented Triad, G, B, and E flat. E flat being D sharps and harmonic. In D, we have a different set, and also in A. But when we get to the key of E, we have the exact same Augmented Triad as in the key of C. C augmented is the same as E augmented and G sharp augmented. It is true we can call it C augmented or E augmented or A flat augmented, but they are exactly the same sets of notes with the same sound. So as you can see, there are only 4 possible different transpositions of the augmented triad. Let's load the Ionian back again. There's the Ionian. Let's go back to the key of C. Here's a list of triads and 7th chords defined by scale. The C sus2, sus4, the C major triad, and the C major 7th chord. Now let's say you want to practice the C major scale. Let's load the patterns panel here. There's an ascending C scale. Let's listen. Thanks for watching our Tessitura Pro tutorial by MDEX Music, and don't forget to subscribe.